Part 1. Without the love of a dad, unfulfilled children can hurt people, no matter their age. But with the love of the Father, healing begins. By Lisa Sessions, under the guidance of God's love.
I might want to say something to make you feel good. I might want to say something to spare you hurt. I might want to say something just to end the conversation. But what would it benefit either of us if the good words I say keep you from knowing the truth? Can I tell you the truth that will bring change in a loving way? She looks at him and says, "For he alone is worthy. For he alone is worthy. For he alone is worthy. Christ the Lord." He walks out and slams the door. She sits down, places her face in her hands, and says, "I can't keep doing this. I'm tired." He doesn't want this relationship to work. What is the use? God, I need you to fix this. Why does he always walk out once we get to the root of a problem? It's like acid is being poured out every time I get the chance to speak. His favorite words, once it is my time to speak, are, "Man, I don't want to hear this," leaves and slams the door.
He goes to his mother's house. His mother always says something to make him feel better. She knows how he is, because he does the same thing to her. Her solution to the problem has always been to agree, take the blame, and end the argument quickly. "Mama, I'm tired of that girl going at me." "Yes, baby, I know." "Well, baby, maybe you guys need to get counseling." "No, she just needs to stop tripping." "Well, it was just a suggestion." "Have you eaten?" "Yeah." "Son, why don't you guys take a break from each other for a while?" "Mama, I didn't come over here for a lecture." "Okay, baby, then why did you come over here?" "Can I come to see my mama?" "Man, you tripping too." "Okay, baby. Look, I'm going to my room. Let me know if you want anything." "Okay, you don't want to be around me." "I get it. I'm gone." "Okay, baby, I'll see you later." He slams her door. Lord, what is wrong with my child? Why is he so angry? Why?
She calls his mother. "Hey, sweet, he just left." "Mama, I can't take this anymore." "I know, baby, but he's a good man." "Has he always been like this?" "Yes, he has." "Sweet, I don't know what to tell you. I'm just glad he's grown and gone. What has worked for me in raising him is, I kept our conversation short and squashed any arguments that surfaced. You just have to find out what works for you." "No, Mama, I cannot keep living like this. This boy is giving me high blood pressure. I'm all stressed out. He is selfish." "I know, baby, but that is just who he is." "Well, I can't take it anymore." "Well, baby, I don't know what to tell you." "Mama, did someone do something to him when he was little? So are you trying to say that it is my fault?" "Mama, I'm just trying to understand." "Baby, I gave that boy everything. He is who he is." They both hang the phone up. Lord, I know that child is catching it. My baby is no joke. "Girl, you need to stop letting him control you and put you down. You look old and stressed out," she says to herself as she looks in the mirror. "Look at me. My hair is falling out, but he looks good, yet I look like I'm about to have a nervous breakdown." A knock is at the door. It's her sister. "What's wrong now? Why are you still with this creep? Look at you. You look totally different. It's like he is sucking the life right out of you." "I'm gonna tell Mom." "No, I just need a minute to think. I just need a few days to think. I'm going to the family cottage for a few days. Are you going to let him know?" "I'll write him a letter. If I tell him in person, that's just another argument." "Okay, do you need me to do anything? Just take me over to Mom and Dad's." "What about your car?" "I'm not going right now. I just need to talk with them." "Okay."
They leave and go over to their parents. Her dad greets them at the door. He is a retired pastor. "Daddy, I need to talk to you and Mom." Before she can fully step into the house, she passes out. Her daddy says, "Lord, baby, call 911. Her sister says, "He's doing this to her." Her mom says, baby, wake up." The ambulance comes. They check her pulse. It's faint. They quickly place her on a stretcher, roll her to the ambulance and put her inside. The father runs to the car. His wife and daughter follow. The daughter slams the house door and gets into the car. She doesn't make it. She dies a few minutes after arriving at the hospital. Her parents and sister are very upset. Her mother keeps saying, baby, wake up, baby, please wake up." Her father's head is pressed near her head as she lies there on the bed. Her sister is crying and screaming. The doctors and nurses were trying to console them. Finally, the father gets his bearings, gathers his family, makes the proper arrangements for her body, and goes home.
"Mom, we told her that she shouldn't have married him. Why didn't she listen to us?" "Baby, I don't want to talk about this right now. I just need to pray and ask God for strength." "Daddy, why?" "Give us a moment, baby. We need you to get a grip and call my sister, your aunt. She knows just what to do." Auntie, she's dead." "Who's dead, baby?" "Sister." "She's dead? What? What happened?" She was stressed out over him, and she is dead. Okay, baby, calm down. I'll be over there in a while. I just need to get dressed. Hurry, Auntie. Please hurry. Okay, baby, I'll be there as soon as I can. Lord Jesus, what is going on? Lord, give us strength right now and help me to do what needs to be done. The auntie gathers her purse and keys. She heads to her brother's and sister's house. She comforts her brother and sister-in-law. The sister is still upset, fighting upset. Her dad leaves to be alone. Her mom just sits at the dining room table saying, "Why?" The aunt asks if anyone told her husband. The sister curses and says no. The auntie tells her to calm down. We need to get a grip. That's her husband, and we can't do anything without him. He's the one who killed her. He killed my sister. Calm down, baby, her mother says.
While they are talking, her dad is heading to her sister's house. He is mad, but he knows his anger will not bring his daughter back. He and her husband arrive at the house at the same time. Her husband is not aware that something is wrong because her car is in the driveway. When he sees his father-in-law, he only believes he's come over to comfort his daughter. It takes everything for her father not to grab hold of him. As her father is getting ready to tell him his wife is dead, his son-in-law says, "Look, sir, I don't want to hear any mess. If you're coming to visit your daughter, she's in the house." Her father looks at him strangely and says, "No, she's not. She's dead. Check your messages." He looks at her daddy strangely and says, "What you said?" Her father doesn't reply. He gets into his car, leans heavily on the car horn and leaves. He runs into the house and calls out for her. But there is no answer. "Babe, babe." He calls his mother. "Ma, have you talked to her?" "Yes, we talked earlier." "Baby." She sounded really stressed out. "You sure you guys don't need a break from each other?" "I'll talk to you later, Mama. Bye." He slams the phone on the hook, turns towards the answering machine and sees a red light blinking with many messages left. He's scared to check them. He sits down, puts his hand on his face and says, "Lord, what is going on? Please don't let it be true, please." He walks around the house for a while to see if she really is not there. He even goes outside and looks in the backyard. His cell phone is off. He turned it off earlier after leaving his house. He didn't want her to call him. He reaches into his pocket and pulls it out. His cell phone is also loaded with messages from the hospital. The hospital was trying to reach him right after his wife died, but his phone was off. Even her auntie tried calling him after she found out her niece was dead. He goes back into the house. He sits down at the kitchen table and lays his cell phone down. He stares at it for a while, then busts out crying. "Lord, don't let it be true, don't let it be true." He picks up his cell phone and checks his messages. It is true. The hospital staff wanted him to come to the hospital and make the final arrangements. After constantly trying to contact him, the staff leaves another message informing him that her parents made some, but he has to approve them. Unknowingly to her parents, their younger daughter also left a message on his cell phone. It wasn't a kind message at all. "You killed my sister. You killed my sister, you bastard. I hope you die." He throws the phone at the kitchen wall, starts cursing, runs upstairs and starts cursing his dead wife. "I didn't kill you. Why did you leave here? Why didn't you tell me you were sick? You make me sick. It's always drama, always drama. What do I do now? I don't care. Let them bury you. Why didn't you tell me you were sick? Why?" He falls on the floor. His mama calls him. He doesn't answer. He thinks it's her family, but the wife's auntie is still trying to reach out to him. His mother calls, and in a soft paternal voice she says, "Baby, baby, pick up the phone. Please pick up the phone. Mama, it's true. She's dead. Mama, what do I do? Please help me, Mama. I need your help, Mama. Baby, you need to go to the hospital. Her auntie called me. They need for you to go and release the body. I can't, Mama, I can't face her." "I know, baby, but you need to go. You need to do this right. So you think I'm responsible for her death too? This is not the time, son. You need to stop focusing on you right now and focus on her. This is not my fault. This is not my fault. Whatever, son. Do what you want." His mother hangs up the phone. "See what you've done. Babe, babe, please come home." The hospital calls the daughter's husband. "Sir, we are very sorry for your loss, but we need you to come and identify your wife and make arrangements for her burial." They also ask him if he would like a chaplain to call him. With a dry throat from all the yelling and crying he has done, his voice is raspy. He says, "Give me a moment." He calls his mother back and asks her for help. His wife's auntie calls while he is on the phone with his mother, but he lets the call go to his voicemail. While all this is happening, her father makes it back home. He doesn't tell his wife what happened, but his sister notices that wherever he went, it didn't go well. His sister asks him if he is okay. He shakes his head no and stamps his foot forcefully on the floor and says, "My child is dead." He goes into his study. She comes behind him. "Brother, we can't do anything until the body is released. Give me a moment now." She leaves the study and closes the door behind her. He goes and sits down at his desk and lets out a painful wail. It was so painful that his wife ran to open the door. He screams, "No! Let me hurt now. Let me hurt." He continues wailing and cry. His wife falls to the door, crying and wailing for her husband and oldest daughter.
Their younger daughter released a loud, uncontrollable scream. The auntie rushed to her. "Don't touch me, auntie, don't touch me. My flesh is angry and hurting. I hate that man. I hate him. I'm not trying to stop your hurt, baby. I just need to make sure all that rage knows that you are loved, so it won't take you to a place of offense." The younger daughter falls to the floor and hugs her legs and moans. "I don't have another sister. He took the only one. He took my best friend. He didn't do it with physical violence, but he stressed her to death." The father comes out of the study. He sees his wife at the door on the floor. He lifts her and holds her tight. He kisses her on the forehead and goes to the dining room and lifts his daughter from the floor. He holds her and tells her he loves her.
Back at the husband's house, "Mama, what shall I do? Baby, just rest for tonight. Call her family and the hospital to let them know that you need to regroup and you'll be ready tomorrow." "But Mama, her family won't understand. They already think it's my fault." "No, baby. I have already talked to her auntie. It's fine. Mama, I can't stay here tonight. Come over here, baby. I'm tired, Mama." "I know, baby." He goes to his mother's house. She opens the door for him. He falls into her arms and starts crying. She holds him close and tells him she loves him. He pulls away, dries his eyes, and comes into the house. She closes the door and tells him to go get comfortable and relax. He tells her he needs to talk. She is tired but agrees. "Mama, why didn't she tell me she was sick? Baby, you couldn't tell? Even I know she was looking worn out." "Yeah, but I just thought she was tired." "What about her high blood pressure? I didn't think it was that bad." "Well, baby, you won't know what happened until you talk to the doctors tomorrow." "Mama, we fussed, but she had her faults too." "Son, I have always backed off from telling you the things I should have told you, but I'm not going to do it anymore, and if you don't want to hear the truth, go relax."
What do you mean? If you got something to say it. It's not about me saying it. It's about you being a big enough person to hear it. I listen. No, you don't. When a conversation starts going against you, in any kind of way, you get defensive and try to make the other person feel bad. You have always done that. I handled it by shutting down, ending the disagreement quickly, or just agreeing with whatever you said, and that was wrong on my part as a parent. I should have made you stand and face your faults. I don't want to hear this. My wife just died, and your ways continue. Tomorrow, son, you are going to have to face that child's family, and you might have to hear some things you don't want to hear. Before that child died, she had a great argument with you. When she called me, she was very upset. She was talking about all the stress you were putting on her. She was stressing me out too. I don't need this right now. Then go to your room, because I am not backing up with you anymore. That child asked me if anything had happened to you that made you the way you are. I told her, no. I became defensive. I asked her if she was trying to say that the way you are was my fault, but, in a way, it is. I have allowed you to win almost every disagreement we have ever had just to shut you up. And I guess you just mastered doing it as you got older. The louder you spoke, the more a person wanted to end the conversation, just so you would shut up. Then you started punching things, or looking like you were going to hit someone. And not just someone, me. You are my son, and tomorrow I am going to be right by your side, but I will no longer let you get away with the things you have been getting away with. He looks at her with anger in his face, walks to the door, opens it, leaves and slams the door. She says, Lord, you have got to let that child see himself. She locks her door, goes to the window, sees him get into his car, and drives off.
He arrives at his house, enters, and starts fighting the air. He needs someone to be on his side and tell him that he didn't treat his wife badly. He wants someone to comfort him and not blame him. He thinks about his friends, but he doesn't want to hear what could come out of their mouths. His friends were always telling him he was going to be the death of his wife. At this moment, just the remembrance of them saying it then hurts him to his soul. He sits on the sofa and starts recalling the week before she died. In his mind, he looks at his wife. He really looks at her. He remembers an argument that took place that weekend. It started because she told him she was tired and needed a break. Yet he responded by saying she needed to start taking better care of herself. She said, how can I take better care of myself if you're constantly stressing me out? You know what you need to do is stop talking mess to me. He recalls her crying all the time and how she was losing so much weight. He started seeing there were warning signs, and he just didn't pay attention to them. He gets mad and tries hard not to remember any more warning signs, but the memory of that week keeps replaying in his head. He remembers the argument about her family. You see, her family was against her marrying him. They said he needed help, but she didn't listen to them and married him anyway. He remembers how she always stood up for him, no matter what. He remembers how she looked at him in the beginning, and when her vision of him became toxic. It was like the love she had for him was being replaced with resentment. He remembers her telling him last week that she should have listened to her family. He couldn't help but recall the full argument. Why are you looking at me like that? Baby, I'm just tired. We need help. No, you need help. You know, when we first started dating, you were kind to me. Yeah, you treated other people like crap, but me, you treated me so good. My family. I don't want to hear about your family. My family told me that it was only a matter of time before you. Didn't I tell you that I don't want to hear about your family? Before you did it to me, and they were right. You treat me like crap. Whatever, you just need to get off my case. You knew me before you married me. You're right. I just thought that you loved me enough that you would never mistreat me. I'm not mistreating you. You are mistreating yourself. He's remembering how his friends told him that his wife was looking bad, and how he would say, she doesn't care about herself like she used to. He's remembering how his best friend would tell him to lay off her, and he would tell his best friend to mind his own business. He's even remembering when his father-in-law told him he knew someone he could talk to if he needed to. He starts recalling all of the memories that should have alerted him that something was wrong with his wife's health. He gets on his knees, holds his head, and cries out to God. Then a memory of his mother-in-law telling him she loved him, and for him to treat her daughter right appears. He recalls his mother-in-law asking him last week if something was wrong with her daughter. He recalls how rude he was to her, even though she has always shown him kindness. He recalls how his wife's sister would call him a deadbeat bomb, waiting to explode, psycho, and any other name that represented a troubled mind. He can't stop thinking about the signs he refused to acknowledge of the deterioration of his wife's health that led to her death. He gets off his knees and goes to the bathroom attached to their bedroom. He opens the medicine cabinet and takes a pill for his headache. He doesn't change clothes. He goes to their bedroom, lies down, but can't go to sleep. He tosses and turns until morning. The phone rings. It's his wife's auntie. She greets him with love and a calm voice. Before she can say anything else, he tells her to meet him at the hospital at 11. She agrees. They meet at the hospital. He looks at his wife, grabs the rails of the gurney, and looks down with his eyes closed. A doctor comes out where he is and tells him his wife had a stroke. The doctor informs him how bad the stroke was. The doctor says it was like someone took a sledgehammer and went to town on her brain. She had to have been showing signs because the x-rays showed a lot of damage. He's feeling really bad. His wife was dying right before his eyes, and he didn't even care to notice it. He looks at her auntie and says, I will sign the papers and do all that I need to, but I won't be around her family. He signs the papers. Son, what about her insurance? The papers are at the house. I'll sign them and give them to you.
She follows him home. She heard what the doctor said, so she doesn't say too much to him when she gets to his house. She knows he is beating himself up because he now looks worse than he did. He signs the insurance papers, gives them to her, and tells her to call him if she needs him, but he is not going to be around her family. She hugs him, thanks him, tells him that everything is going to be okay, and leaves to get in her car. He sits down on the sofa and just cries. Her auntie can hear him crying from outside. It hurts her heart. She sits in her car and cries too. She knows she has to get herself together before she gets to her brother. She calms down, asks God for strength, and drives to her brother's house. Everyone is up and ready for whatever. They thought he was going to give them trouble and fight them on every side, but he didn't. She enters the house, and everyone's eyes are wide open. They want to know what happened. She knows she has to handle the situation with wisdom, so she speaks well of him and tells them how he wants them to put her away nicely. Her niece looks shocked, and before she can make a smart remark, her auntie puts her in check. Whatever is getting ready to come out of your mouth, little girl, better be comforting. Her brother hugs his sister, weeping. The plans they made are in effect. The auntie keeps the husband abreast of all the details. She calls to ask him if he is ready to meet with the family. He says, no, in a humble voice. She says, okay, just let me know what special things you want to include. He says, I know how much her family loves her. I'm sure they will put her away nicely. She says, I'll stop by later. He doesn't respond. He ends the call.